All right, so next up, we want to talk to you about what New Tracks is doing for a scholarship program. And as you know, we have 4 people on our scholarship committee. Bob Davidson is chairman of it. And then we have Phil Edholm. And then we have Kevin McCumber. And then we have Jeff Jordan, who is a retired attorney. He is off counsel now with a Washington law firm, Arden Fox Schiff. And they have agreed to do pro bono work for us for our 501c3. Without Jeff and his firm volunteering to do that, we wouldn't be able to get anywhere close to where we are right now in our 501c3 application, or what we hope to be the approval time period for it with the federal government. So with that said, I'd like to introduce these 4 people now to join us on the show and talk to us about the scholarship program that we're trying to get off the ground, and also the future of it once we obtain our 501c3. So, Bob, welcome.
Thank you, Jim, and thanks for all you've done to get this thing started. You and Phil, I know, have been working long and hard on this, and for all of us, the others that are involved on the committee, it really is an honor. And just to give a little background, I think one of the challenges I think that we face as a group, and it's not just us, is that we're aging out of our own hobby, and we need to find ways to bring younger people in and to encourage them. It was so nice listening to Walter and the programs that they're doing to get young people, to encourage them to continue their modeling and learn more skills. So kudos to you, Walter. That's just fantastic what you're doing out there. Phil, do you want to start the slideshow, and then we're all going to kind of tag team this and talk through it. So the scholarship will be called the New Tracks Modeling Mentoring Scholarship. I like the to graduation and beyond. I love that. One of the things that we'll be looking at here is what we've discussed is what our mission is. And like I was saying before, with trying to make sure that our hobby, what so much of us love, continues. So our mission is to encourage young modelers to develop their skills and maintain their connection to model railroading through mentoring and educational opportunities. That's what New Tracks Modeling is all about, and that's what we see this scholarship playing a part in. And then our vision statement, so basically how we're going to achieve our mission, will be to provide financial assistance through educational scholarships and grant programs. We'll look at that down the road, and I think in the next year, in 2023, we'll be able to talk more about that, so that we can inspire continued interest and expertise in model railroading by these young people. It's so critical that we that we can continue, growing our hobby and supporting the work that we love. So we're very pleased to announce that in 2023, we will be awarding a $1,000 scholarship for a US-based student, and that will be awarded for the 2023-24 academic year. And this is thanks to some generous donations that have come in to New Tracks Modeling, not through the new organization yet, but through a lot of people's generosity, we will be able to grant a $1,000 scholarship to a US-based student. Our plan in the future will be to look toward being able to expand ourselves geographically to include Canada and at some point even internationally or offshore. So it's a very exciting program. And I'd like to turn it over to Phil, who's going to talk you through how this is all going to work.
Helps if I unmute myself, finding the unmute button there. So first, just cover real briefly, and this will be on all the flyers and information that's sent out, but cover very briefly what the actual qualifications and requirements are for the scholarship. So as said, must be either a current high school senior or high school graduate living in the United States and planning to pursue a 2 or 4 year degree at either a college, university, or accredited technical school focused on one of the STEAM fields. So this is, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So it's basically the fields that are around, the technologies of producing things and building things. GPA of 3.0, looking for someone clearly who's focused as a student. And then where we really get into the qualifications that are around model railroading, the first three there are kind of generic. The one is a participation in some form of model railroading activity or modeling activity. So this could be in a club, it could be, part of a group, it could be in any number of different ways. We're asking them to write an essay of 500 words around how involvement in modeling and model railroading has impacted their lives, their education, and how they see that going forward in one of those STEAM areas. And then the last thing that we're really asking them to do is submit a couple of photos of models they've actually worked on or built and a little bit of a description of what they were doing. And then that's kind of rounded out by a couple of references, which probably in most cases are part of those model railroading activities. So these are basically the criteria that a qualified applicant must meet. From an application perspective, there are two ways to apply. And applications, we're asking for them by July 1st in 2023. The scholarship will actually award in August. So this will give us a little bit of time to close that out. You can do the applications either online or by email. We're actually putting a new page on the website. I don't know that's actually up there today, but it will be there. So on New Tracks Modeling, there'll be a new page called the scholarship page. It'll have information on that page. There's also an email address you can send any questions to. Quite frankly, that goes to Bob, so I don't have to worry about it. And then there's a note here that's important, which is that the scholarship funds, typically in this kind of scholarship, go directly to the bursar's office at the school. And so it becomes essentially something distributed through the school, which they understand how to do. So from an application perspective, this is really simple. So if you have a student who's graduating next year, looking at going to university, is looking at going into engineering, math, one of those fields, and is a model railroader, they can actually apply by filling out a PDF application. This will be downloadable from the website very easily. And you can fill it out and mail it in. And it's got, as you can see on the bottom right, a mailing address to mail it into. So you can fill out on paper what the application would be. But one of the things we realized was we're not dealing with students from the 1950s anymore. So what we've actually done is taken the same information and put it into an online application. So it's actually a 7-page or 7-segment Google form, but you can literally go online and fill out your application, upload your essay, upload the pictures, and we will actually have all of those when we go to actually analyze for the scholarship.